Well. Free agency has officially began, and it actually began probably 2 weeks ago. Teams have either been extending their own, and in some cases, teams can sign and now are signing players who got cut early that they can already sign. It's going to be insane tomorrow, I guarantee you. But one team in particular, they re-signed their own. And it's strange to me, because last I heard, the door was slammed on this particular negotiation. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly as it pertains to the Myles Garrett contract. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this video, please don't forget at the end to please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video. And you can continue to help us grow and push us out into the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already, please become a member. We got a lot of great things coming in the future. Now let's talk facts. Bravo, Myles Garrett. Bravo. You fooled me. Because anyone who's been following my channel, I had mentioned that when I looked at Myles Garrett's contract, I thought that Myles Garrett was trying to get an extension. But I'm gonna circle the block on that. First, let me give you the good, Cowboys fans, as it applies to Myles Garrett. I am ecstatic about this Myles Garrett contract. I'm ecstatic. Because word on the street is that the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders were both seriously wanting one Myles Garrett. And we already know the way Howie Roseman operates. And we also know how one Dan Quinn is operating. I mean, look at what he gave up for Marshawn Lattimore. If Dan Quinn gave up what he gave up for one Marshawn Lattimore, what in the world would he give up for one Myles Garrett? And then, of course, I mean, Philadelphia, they've already been to the Super Bowl. They went and got Saquon Barkley, the most dominant running back in the NFL. What would have happened had they got Myles Garrett to go on that defensive line? The Philadelphia Eagles would have been absolute juggernauts, and there would have been probably not a whole lot anybody could do about it for the next 2 to 3 years. And so from that perspective, I am absolutely ecstatic that Myles Garrett is not going to one of our division rivals. Now let's get to the bad. The bad part of this. Myles Garrett, I got to give you credit. Myles Garrett had everybody all in their feelings. Myles Garrett had Dallas Cowboy fans talking about, go get Myles Garrett. When the reality is, and the bad part of this is that I believe the reality is exactly what I had said before. Myles Garrett was trying to get a new contract. Myles Garrett was absolutely trying to get a new contract, and he did it. There's no other way to slice it. Let me remind us of this. This was just a few days ago. Look at this. It says, report, Myles Garrett, not open to new Browns contract, slammed the door on talks. Now, let me help you to understand something about this man's contract. When you look at his productivity, and I wish that I could still go back and look at the old contract, but they've already updated it on all the sites. He wasn't nowhere close. He wasn't even close to one Nick Bosa. I mean, that's just the way the deal worked out. That's just kind of where he was in the deal. But Myles Garrett wasn't even close to Nick Bosa. Myles Garrett really wasn't even close to the top paid edge rushers when you start thinking about top 5. I mean, that kind of money. He wasn't even up there. And Myles Garrett, I mean, his agent is obviously brilliant because he was seeing some things, the writing on the wall. And so I believe him and his agent, they were being kind of proactive, and they went out into the court of public opinion and they started negotiating that contract. And basically, you think about what people do. This is very bad how they use the Cowboys. But the moment the Cowboys enter into any conversation about getting a player, anybody ever notice what happens? The value of said player goes up, and more people become interested in that player. And I'm telling you, if Myles Garrett, if they truly would have put him out there to trade, I believe Howard Rosen would have did everything he could do to get Myles Garrett. And it would have really made this fan base go nuts as it applies to Jerry not going after one Myles Garrett. So, I mean, the bad is, had everyone all in their feelings about something, when the reality is now I'm going back to my original premise. This was, I believe, always about Myles Garrett getting a new deal. Max Crosby got a new deal. It could be argued that Myles Garrett is better than Max Crosby. Cleveland stuck to their guns. Cleveland said they were not going to trade one Myles Garrett. And they made it true. And it's amazing to me that we see this report. He slammed the door on talks. No, it says, according to Mary Kay Cabot, or Cabo, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing the name, of Cleveland.com, the superstar defensive end is not open to signing a contract extension with the team, and Garrett and his camp have apparently slammed the door shut on negotiations. Yeah, they were slamming the door shut on negotiations if they were not what they wanted to hear. But it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me how money will change your mind. That now he's the highest paid edge rusher in the NFL. Now, I want to see the details of that contract, because I'm telling y'all, the guaranteed money is where it's at. The guaranteed money is where it's at. I want to see the details of the deal. But from all intents and purposes, it seems like he's going to get $160 million, but I still want to see how it all shakes down. Now let's get to the ugly. The ugly of this. Cowboy fans in a frenzy. Cowboy fans, it says, demand Jerry Jones sign new Micah Parsons contract. It says the Dallas Cowboys' lack of urgency will likely pressure them into making Micah Parsons the next highest paid non-quarterback, but at the expense of Cowboys Nation's patience. That's not the ugly part. I'm not worried about this part right here. I believe the reality is, people, please calm down. Jerry Jones is going to sign Micah Parsons. There is no doubt in my mind that Jerry is going to sign Micah Parsons. But the ugly part of this is, Jerry Jones is doing exactly what he did last year with CeeDee Lamb in particular and Dak Prescott. He is allowing players to be signed before Micah Parsons. Shame on Jerry for this. Shame on Steven for this. Micah Parsons has been asking the Cowboys for a deal even before the season was over. Micah Parsons was telling the Cowboys that he didn't have to be the highest paid player. Now, before Jerry allowed Max Crosby to get signed before Micah Parsons, Jerry could have been in the $34 million range. Now, Nick Bosa was the highest paid at $34 million. Micah Parsons had already said he didn't have to be the highest paid player in his position. They probably could have got Micah Parsons in the $30 million to $32 million range. And even if they said they wanted to make him the highest paid, they could have set the market at somewhere around $35 million, $36 million, $35.5 million. But instead, the Cowboys waited, and now they've allowed the Raiders to set it with Max Crosby at $35.5 million, and then let the doggone Cleveland Browns bust it wide open, bust the bank, and set it at $40 million. This is the ugly part of what the Dallas Cowboys do. Why are you allowing this to go on? And now you're going to have to pay Micah Parsons. extra millions. It's going to cost them, just like it did with Dak, just like it did with CD. It is now going to cost the Dallas Cowboys an extra $5 to $6 million. Michael Parsons is going to get paid $41, $42 million per year. And the question is, when you look at these deals, I still say the Nick Bosa deal for me, as it applies to Max Crosby, is better, because when you look at the guaranteed money, it's $88 million. Max Crosby deal is $62.5 million. I'm telling y'all, look at the guaranteed money. And that's why, for me, if I'm Michael Parsons, I wouldn't be focusing on the astronomical numbers. I would be focusing on the guaranteed money. I still say the Cowboys could come out cheaper, and Michael Parsons could really, meaning just how he want to do it. But if you look at these as 4-year deals, I'm serious. If I was Michael Parsons, I would tell the Cowboys, nah, I need my man to be simple. How about you give me 4 years, $100 million guaranteed? Because that deal is better than all these other deals when you look at fully guaranteed money. Fully guaranteed money is where it's at. That's what I would be looking at, the fully guaranteed money. All that other stuff is just chit chatter. You might not even make all those other roster bonuses, incentives, all those other things. If I'm Michael Parsons, I'm focusing on the guaranteed money. But again, you know what? I'm not an agent. I'm not a GM. Michael Parsons can do whatever he wants to do, and I'm not going to be mad about it. Because Michael Parsons asked to get signed early, they didn't do it. Michael Parsons he's done everything but get on his knees about this new deal, and they still didn't do it. So if they're going to drag their feet on this, then they're going to suffer the consequences, and the fan base is going to suffer the consequences in a sense. Because all of this extra money they paid CD, the extra money they paid Dak, the extra money they paid Micah, those could have been extra players. But I'll tell you a flip side to the ugly part of this. I believe Jerry wants Michael Parsons to be the highest paid non-football player in the league. It adds to the drama. It adds to all the noise. It adds to all the attention, and it adds to drama that it seems that Jerry in this franchise still seems to like in some respect, which I thought they were trying to get away from with Brian Schottenheimer. But I got a prediction also, and then I'm going to let you go. I am not going to be surprised that the big fish the Cowboys are going to sign in free agency is first going to be Michael Parsons. And some of the little fish are going to be us re-signing our own. Maybe a Jordan Lewis. Marquise Bell. If they hadn't already done that, it's going to be our own. And then in day 2 or 3, we're going to see what we're going to do. But I got a feeling this is what they're going to do. Michael Parsons is going to be the big fish. It'll be probably tomorrow. He'll be the big fish. And that's what the Cowboys are going to kick off free agency with. I could be totally wrong, but I think that's what they're going to kick it off with. Michael Parsons. You'll see Jordan Lewis. We'll see if we see DeMarcus Lawrence. We'll see what happens with Rico Dowdle. But I'm telling you, I believe that Michael Parsons is going to be the big fish. But again, Cowboys fans, I'm still way up on this team. I love everything they're doing except for this thing with Michael Parsons. I'm very perturbed. And I can understand why the fan base is a little bit on edge. But again, hey guys, pump the brakes. Let's calm down. It is what it is. This is a part of what Jerry does. I believe he wants Michael Parsons to be the highest paid. Bottom line, it's the only thing I can come to the conclusion of. And I think he wanted Dak Prescott to also be the highest paid quarterback in the league. But again, y'all tell me what you think. That's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Y'all please like, share, subscribe if you like this video. Until the next time, let's talk Cowboys where we talk facts. Peace.